Thank you so much for the music and the wonderful prayer. Welcome to God's Amazing Heroes. This Sabbath afternoon, we are going to witness another of God's heroes and learn from that for our daily Christian walk. Okay? Now, what if God asks you for something? Or if He asks you, what do you want? Now, let's be straightforward. God is no genie. Okay, He is God, the creator of heaven and earth and everything. He is God. But what if you were given the opportunity and He asked you, what would you want? Would you want everything around you? Kingdoms, power, wealth, maybe? Especially nowadays, we are confronted by um, sicknesses and infirmities, and we have existing COVID issues. What if? Now, we have this God's person who was asked, what would you want? And you know what he said? I want wisdom. Why was wisdom so important? What did wisdom play? What made it so important? I'm sure by now you already have an idea. Who am I talking about? Obviously, I'm talking about God's hero, Solomon. After King David, there came Solomon. But there were several things in his life which our presenter and our resource speaker will be telling us about later as you watch. Now, talking about our presenter is, let me just straighten up the details. It's somewhere in my notes right here. A former and active PAEC choir member, head deacon, superintendent, and head reach out committees for several years at the Pasay Adventist Central Church. Wow, quite amazing. Now, by profession, he is a civil engineer. And not only that, he is married to a Romanian national, which reminds me about Nadia Comaneci. And they have been blessed with 3 kids. And he is currently residing in Davao City. Now, quite far from where we are, but well, that's somewhere south, biggest city in the whole country. And that's our presenter. And of course, we're talking about Brother Henry James Aralan. Well, we would like to say thank you so much for uh, taking the time to be part of this. We are so blessed. Now, not only that, he's the presenter. Obviously, we also have the counterpart to give the reaction. And we're talking about our resource speaker. And mind you, we are so blessed to have this resource speaker joining us this afternoon. I'd like to give you the details of our resource speaker. Our resource speaker is the district leader of 3 multi-ethnic churches in New York City under the Greater New York Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. He handles 2 Filipino churches and what's that? And 1 non-Filipino. Prior to this particular assignment, he served as the Central Luzon Conference in the Philippines as Director for Legal Affairs. Okay? And He also served for 13 years as educator. He also, oh, by the way, talking about the legal affairs, okay, and the PARL departments. He's a pastor of the Chinese Church at the Manila Center and the PPH churches. He also served for 13 years as educator, chaplain, and director of the MAC. He is married to Dr. Jean Bautista, who has served for 15 years as the dental department chair of the AMCM. They have twin girls in junior high school and a boy, which is currently sophomore at the school in New York City. As the third generation pastor, his personal ministry and mission motto is Audience of One, and as a spiritual commitment to being broken and spilled out for the Lord. Now, isn't that just so blessed that we have these two people guided by our Lord to join us this afternoon? I'm talking about Pastor Rodolfo June Bautista Jr. Pastor June, thank you so much for taking this time to be with our online viewers this afternoon, this Sabbath afternoon. To Brother Henry, thank you also so much. You've partnered very well. We look forward to your sharing later. Meanwhile, we're going to go for a musical number, and then we will proceed to get to know more about our Bible hero this afternoon, talking about King Solomon. What makes him tick? And why did he choose wisdom? Why wisdom? He could have asked a lot more than just not only wisdom, but he chose wisdom. So we'll get to find out more about that. And what were the challenges he encountered during his reign as king? Let's watch this.